Hello Year 1, here's your maths activities for today. We're going to start off by having a look at this activity as a start to reminding ourselves how to solve subtraction problems that stretch over the tens frames. So we've made the number 15 and we need to get rid of 6, but we're going to look at quick ways of doing this. So one thing we can think about is that we can take away this big group of 5 all at once really easily. And now what I'd like you to think about is how many more do we need to take away from the top tens frame so that we've taken 6 altogether. And we just need to take 1. So take away 5 and a 1 is 6. So that shows our answer is 9 counters remaining. 15 take away 6, we took away 5 and took away 1 to get 9. Next is this one. So again, I'd like you to think about what we're going to take from this tens frame at the bottom and how many more to take from this one. We've only got 1 to take from this tens frame. So if we're doing 11 and taking 3, we need to get rid of these 2 as well. And that leaves us with our 8. So 11 take away 3, we took away 1, then took away 2, and it left us with 8. And for our final one, we're doing 12, subtract 4. So we can first of all in one go, take away 2. So look at this 4 and think how many more we need to take away. If we take away this 2, then that leaves us with this group here, which equals 8. So we want you to be trying to think about those in your head. If you've got a number like 12, take away the 2 and think how many more to take away to give you your answer. And we're now going to think about our lesson today, which is about finding a quarter. So in Year 1, we expect you to be able to cut things up into halves and quarters. You might start to recognise fractions drawn like this for a quarter and a half. It's not part of what you need to know in Year 1, but I know some of you are starting to recognise those. So let's have a look at splitting this top shape in half. So we can cut this way. It's not quite in the middle, so I'm going to move it. And that shows this shape cut in half as accurately as I can on the screen. If we do another cut, we've separated into quarters. So quarters means that there are 4 equal pieces. We write that word like this. So a quarter or quarters. This shape has been split into 4 quarters. So we'd call this piece, we can just put a scribble on there to show we're talking about this one. That we'd call 1 quarter, which is what this shows here. 1 out of 4, 1 of 4 pieces. We can also cut this shape into quarters, this rectangle. It's not quite even at the moment, so I'm going to move some of my lines to be as accurate as possible. And that shows our shape cut into quarters, 4 equal pieces. Each one is 1 quarter. And with our pizza, pizzas are really good for fractions. There's something we do cut up to share. So if you had 2 people, you might cut your pizza into halves. It's much easier if you cut it into quarters to eat the slices. And now we'd have 1 for each of 4 people. So our pizza is cut up into quarters, and this section here is worth 1 quarter. So let's have a look at some quarters in other ways. Now this activity shows us that if we're making things into quarters, we don't need to have just 4 shapes. We need to cut in half, cut in half again to get a quarter. So we can show that. That's 1 quarter. And another quarter. We can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. 1 quarter is white, 1 quarter is red, 1 quarter is green, and 1/4 is blue. Oh, that's a noisy website. So these are our different quarters, and in words we call each of these a quarter. Let's have a little look at this problem. This says I have 1/4 of pizza left. How many quarters have I eaten? Let's use the pizza slices to check. So if I eat 1, there are 3 left. If I eat 2, there are 2 left. If I eat 3 slices and I'm very hungry, there are 1 left. There is 1 left. So how many quarters have I eaten? Then it would be 3. And let's have a look at this set of true or false questions. So this is a shape here, and it is made up of 4 triangles that are the same size. So is it true or false that 1/4 of the shape is blue? Have a think what your reason would be. That half the shape is yellow, that 1/4 of the shape is red. So for the first one, if you said false, you're correct, because actually half of the shape, 2 pieces out of the 4, that makes half. So half the shape is blue. Half the shape is yellow is false, because there's only 1 piece out of 4. A quarter means 1 out of 4. The last one, 1/4 of the shape is red, is correct, because one of the pieces out of 4, that does show a quarter. We've got 1/4 is red, 1/4 is yellow, and half is blue. So this shape isn't cut up, it is made up of 4 equal pieces. This still shows quarters. And this is your worksheet today. So you have got some shapes to colour in a quarter. If you don't have a printer, you can always draw some shapes into your book and practice quartering them. We've got some practical work as an option tomorrow as well. You can draw lines across these boxes to show quarters in different ways. So show different ways of splitting up the box. 3 says Kim wants to show a quarter. She says none of these show quarters. Have a think about that last example we did and think if you agree with Kim. Think about that quarters is 4 equal parts, 4 equal sized shapes. And the last question says to tick the shapes that show 1/4. There are also some reasoning problems to choose from as well. See if you can show quarter in different ways. You could even draw some more of these in your book. Having a look to see who you agree with. One person thinks 2/4 is shaded, one thinks it's a quarter, and explaining your reasoning. And then, because these are a tricky area of the year 1 work that we have to do, here are some missing number problems that you could choose from as well for a challenge, and we'll feedback on these in the other video.